This is Jay with the Corpse Paint Show, and we've got Amduscias from Temple of Baal, and we're talking to him from Paris, I believe. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, no problem. You do.
All right, good. And I presume you're in Paris now?
Not exactly. I live around 100 kilometers from Paris in the countryside.
Yes. All right. Very good. Well, that's even better. Good to talk to you. And we're broadcasting from Dallas, Texas, and you've got American fans here. We want them directed to Temple of Baal and your website and checking out your music and watching for your tours. And of course, anytime you come across the pond, we've got supporters here for you. Amduscias, can I ask you something? This is something I've told about France, and that is that on the radio, you cannot hear any extreme metal or any metal. Am I right?
Unfortunately, yeah. Well, there are small radio stations where you can listen to metal, and there are actually a few very small radio station that broadcasts extreme metal just from time to time on specific radio shows, but it's really on very small radios. But I remember in the 90s I used to listen to one of these very small radios, and they even had a very underground show where they broadcasted demo bands, and it was great. I started dwelling in the underground scene thanks to that show somehow. But unfortunately, that's true on most radio stations. You will never hear anything metal, even mainstream metal, well, I guess those days. Today, you might hear a bit of maybe the single of the new Metallica album, because Metallica is a band that's accepted.
Yeah,
but nothing much more aggressive than that.
Yes, well, they're kind of mainstream, right? Yeah. And we're glad that Temple of Baal is not mainstream.
Definitely not.
And you've got a great aggressive sound that I think is just brilliant. We want fans here who are not familiar with your music to check you out on your website or YouTube or just where should they go to support the band and buy the vinyl or the CD? What is your preference?
So if you want to check out about what's going on with the band, the Facebook is very active.
Yes.
You can find us on Facebook easily. We also have a Twitter account, and also a YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to.
Yes.
And we also have a Bandcamp, but on this Bandcamp, you will only find older albums,
yes,
which we only sell on digital edition, because they are not edited anymore. It's our first two albums and our demo, and for the albums that we released, we've been releasing on Agonia Records. You can, I think, from what I know, Agonia Records is very well distributed in the US, I guess.
Yes.
So you can score our albums there, or you can order them directly through Agonia Records website. But since they're in Poland, you might have to wait quite a long time to get delivered.
Oh, it's not that long. I think we'll get a delivery here in a week or two.
Okay.
Something like that. But yes, very good. But if you don't mind me backtracking again, is this prohibition against metal on French radio unique to your country?
I really don't know, but I think there are lots of other countries where you cannot listen to metal on the radio. Um, I don't know. I think there's something about metal. I mean, metal is not very, even rock is not very, hype these days. When I was a teenager in the 90s, there used to be much more rock music on the radios. Now we have rock radios, but in the 90s, those rock radios used to have metal shows, but not anymore. Yeah. I don't know if it's specific to France actually, but maybe in the United States you have metal radios.
Yes, we do. Yes.
You're lucky.
Yes, and this is why I want to tell metalheads to support Temple of Baal, because you are forging some very aggressive, strong, great heavy beat metal in a forest of desolation without much support on the radio, or maybe that's where other guys get their inspiration from, and you've had to do it in a different way. I almost think of Temple of Baal as avant-garde. You explore new paths. You walk into the forest of insanity sometimes, and boy, I like that. It's different. It's cool, and sometimes varying song structures, etc. So, just big hails to you, and we support Temple of Baal, and I just wanted to say that.
Thank you very much.
What else is going on right now for you, for the band? You probably have other things you do maybe during the week, or is the band a full-time path?
No. The band is not a full-time activity. Nobody can, make a living out of music in France. It's just impossible, especially with metal. Yeah. So we all have day jobs, and we rehearse once a week.
Yes.
In Paris. We still rehearse in Paris in the same place since quite long now. Yeah. And so what we're doing these days, we are preparing new shows. We have a show in Spain in January. We're going to play in a German festival called Barter Open Air, also in August, and we're going to play in the Netherlands also. So we have a few shows planned, and we're composing. We have yet to finish the recording of a split EP that we're going to release on Aglonia Records, which will be a split between Temple of Baal, 6, the band?
Yes.
It's 6, and the Order of Apollyon. So it's a 3-way split, and we have an unreleased song that we have composed just for this special release.
Yes, that's very good. And we have festivals over in America too that I want you to consider.
Well, we do, of course.
Yeah,
but it's always very hard to get booked.
Is it because why? Tell me.
I think because the costs of travel between France and the USA is expensive as hell, and there are also all this stuff with visas, etc., which can be quite complicated, but definitely we would really like to go and play in the United States, of course.
Yes, well, we're in Dallas, and we'd love to have you come directly here, play a few gigs right in Deep Ellum. That's where we're based, and let me buy you a beer.
That would be cool.
Well, but festivals are the best, aren't they? I mean, generally the band is treated well, right? And you're around compadres. I don't know. I just always get the impression that metal bands are treated well and enjoy festivals.
Yes, yes. Actually, the festivals we've done so far were very great experiences, and we've always been well treated. We've played in France at the Hellfest and another one called Motocultor, and we've played the Inferno Festival in Norway. We've played the Summer Breeze in Germany.
Yes.
And a few others, and each time it's really great because you see lots of different bands, and yes, you usually get well treated. Oh, the Fall of Summer too in France, which is really a very great festival, which programs bands that we are not very used to seeing. Bands that haven't been playing for long, the last time Whiplash even played there,
Whiplash, yeah.
And lots of, bands that don't come very often. So yeah, we really like festivals too, of course. Yeah.
Amduscias, here's the other thing too. Whenever I go to a festival, I become a fan with a band that I knew nothing about when I walked in. But when I walked out, I was a big fan. And I imagine for Temple of Baal, for a lot of bands, you sometimes pick up a lot of new fans who maybe didn't know much about you at first, but they wanted that festival experience, or came for someone else, but they left with you on their mind.
Yeah, that's definitely one great point about festivals, because they gather a lot of people who come for different bands, and eventually they get to discover bands they don't know. That's one very big advantage of the festivals, indeed.
We hear a lot about Hellfest over here, and it to me, Hellfest is just calling me. I've got to go one year, maybe 2017. And if you're there, I'll stay in touch with you. Hopefully we could connect. But isn't it ironic that in the country that doesn't allow metal on radio has what appears to Americans anyways as being the just the coolest extreme metal festival, Hellfest?
It's funny, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, yeah, the Hellfest is really cool festival, and we played it, and we had really a great time. The problem is that it's so lots of people want to come, and tickets sell extremely fast. Sometimes I think for this this year, they put tickets to sell on one day, and they sold in just one day.
Yes.
So you got to be extremely fast to get your ticket, because I think like the next Hellfest is like already sold out.
Well,
It's really crazy.
maybe they should sell Hellfest tickets for 2018, and I could buy those right now, and at least get some of those. But I see your point. Look, when you go to Hellfest, let's just talk about it for a minute. As a fan, am I camping? I'm camping out, right?
Yeah.
All right, and you look out there, and you probably see a sea of tents, and 50,000 tents or whatever, right?
Yes.
All right, so here's my concern. How will I find my tent? If they're, this is something I really think about. I worry about these things. If I go to France and I bring my tent and I'm set up in the middle, and maybe I'm having some difficulty with the language or having people understand me. How will I find my tent? What is your advice?
I really don't know, because there's another problem that you might not know, but or maybe you do, but all the tents look the same.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody has a green Quechua tent. So what I can advise to you is get a tent from another color or another brand.
Yeah. All right.
So it's easier, but it's one problem actually. There was one Hellfest edition where I went a few years ago, and on the very first day when I arrived, I had a few more beers than I originally thought.
Yes.
And I ended up not finding my tent. So,
oh,
fortunately enough, I stumbled into a friend, and he agreed to share his tent with me.
Good. See, that's something that I should, maybe I should not worry about it, because you make new friends, and who knows, who might be in that tent that you stumble into, right?
Yeah.
Amduscias, I just want to say thank you, and hails to Temple of Baal. We want American metalheads to just keep checking out your music, and as you said, go into Twitter or Facebook, Angoria Records, and all of it. So if our American fans are overseas, we certainly look for you at any festival and watch, for you on the lineup. But man, when you come across the pond, let's stay in touch, talk again. And if it would ever come about, I'd certainly like to take you around Dallas and show you where JFK was shot, or various other interesting places.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really, really like. I would really like to come to the USA. Definitely. Yeah.
Good.
Temple has never played there, and if we could play a gig or two there, it would be really fantastic.
Yes,
definitely.
Indeed. Yeah, let me recommend Deep Ellum, Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
We call it the Entertainment Center of Texas, and it's just the arts and entertainment district of Dallas. So
Okay.
you might have heard of that other little city called Austin, but we'd rather have you come here to Dallas.
All right.
Amduscias, well, I'm going to say cheerio. Thank you very much for talking with me. I really appreciate you, and best of luck. All hails to Temple of Baal. We really appreciate you and the band and everything you're creating, composing, and doing. And I know it's forging a new path, especially in a country like France. So, again, many thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting us, and thank you for your words, and thank you thanks to the listeners of your radio show, and well, hope to see you in real life someday.
Yes, that sounds good. I'll stay in touch with you.
All right.
Thank you, Amduscias. Have a great evening. Talk to you later.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.